Tony and Bob, only one ticket left. Get over here. We still have chick flicks, crooked politicians. Let's see what's up next. Jackie Chan. Tony, you know you can take one off the board.
Let's 86 the crooked politicians.
Okay, it's gone. All right, Bob, you can also take one off.
I'm going to take Jackie Chan off.
Tell us why.
I love chick flicks.
Wow. All right, Jackie Chan is gone. That means we're playing chick flicks. Tony, first question's for you. Listen carefully. In what 1991 movie did Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis drive off a cliff?
That would be Thelma and Louise.
That is correct. Okay, Bob, the game's at stake. Listen up. Although she only appeared on screen for about 6 minutes, who won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in the movie Shakespeare in Love?
That would have to be Dame Judi Dench.
That is correct. Good job. Tony, ready? Here we go. In Sleepless in Seattle, the two main characters agree to meet atop the Empire State Building. They borrow the idea from what constantly referenced 1957 film?
That would be An Affair to Remember.
Yes! Grab a hold of the ticket. Okay, Bob, this one's for you. Listen carefully. What tearjerker opens with a character named Oliver Barrett IV asking, "What can you say about a 25-year-old girl who died?"
Would it be Love Story?
Yes! Grab a hold of the ticket. It's all yours. Look at that. Hey, Tony. Sudden death, so get this right. What two actors play the roles of young lovers, Bertie and Justin, in the emotionally overwrought Hope Floats?
Sandra Bullock
Yes.
and Harry Connick Jr.
Yes! Grab the ticket. Hey, Bob. We're gonna get more difficult here. In the animated chick flick Beauty and the Beast, who voiced the teapot, the clock, and the candlestick?
Jerry Orbach.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Chris, I can't come up with the other names.
Angela Lansbury, David Ogden Steers. That means, Tony, you're moving on to round two. Take a final seat here. Bob, look on the bright side, though. You lost playing chick flicks. There you go. Here's your ticket home. Goodbye, Bob. Okay, we separated the pros from the amateurs. At the end of the first cut, we've got George, Vince, and Tony. We've tested how much they know. Now it's time to prove how much they care. It's time for the great debate. You guys are going to face off in head-to-head debates. The first two people to win a debate move on to round three. The last person gets a ticket home. To help us decide who wins each debate, we have three very special guests. You know him from Pitch Black and the Chronicles of Riddick. It's Keith David. She's worked with directors like Peter Bogdanovich and Michael Ritchie. It's Tatum O'Neal. From the legendary band Black Flag and the Rollins Band, and onto the big screen, it's Henry Rollins. Thanks for helping us out. Now you each got a randomly selected ticket to round two. Please open them now. Those numbers are your orders for the debate. So Vince and Tony, you're up first. Come on over here. Here's how this is going to work. You've got 20 seconds to make your initial argument, 10 seconds to rebut. Pay close attention to these lights. Green, talk. Yellow, 5 seconds. Red, stop. Then our panel will decide who made the better argument. Our topic today is Kevin Costner. Vince loves him. Tony hates him. Got 20 seconds. Ready? Vince, go now.
The man has had his ups and downs, but when he gets the right part, he just knocks it out of the park. He's terrific at playing all-American guys. You look at the movies he did with Ron Shelton, Bull Durham, Tin Cup, broken down athletes with a lot of charm. He played a villain in Clint Eastwood's A Perfect World, which nobody has seen, but which is a terrific performance.
Tony!
Get the crack pipe that's in your mouth out now and pay attention to the fact that Mr. Costner is the most limited American actor in mainstream cinema. He has a head like a potato and a talent to match, and the things that I judge conventional acting on, like aptitude of capturing a character, hello, Robin Hood, and knowing when to stop.
Time. Okay. You've got 10 final seconds. Vince, go now.
The man's best director is himself. If you look at the work he did in Open Range and Dances with Wolves, he can play a period character better than any contemporary American actor.
Dances with Wolves, that overrated, bloated, hippie western with his bloated ego in the middle of it. Good Lord, this movie is the most impossibly overrated piece of garbage.
Time. I gotta stop you. Wow, this is a good one. Keith David, we're gonna start with you. How did you see this debate?
I liked it. It was. Both presented really good arguments. It's a really big toss-up. So I'm going to go with Tony.
All right. Got your first vote. Tatum, how did you see this?
I'm not a big Kevin Costner fan. Kind of hate him.
Really?
Yeah. But that's not for me. It's about the debate, and I thought there was a sneeriness to Tony, which was not necessarily about Kevin Costner's work. So I'm going to go with Vince.
Vince! Okay, we're tied up at 1 vote apiece. That means it's all in the hands of Henry.
I thought both arguments were strong and impassioned, but I thought Tony just didn't like the way Kevin Costner looks, and he has a potato head, and there's all kinds of ugly actors. Thankfully, we get work. So I'm going to go with Vince.
Vince! Means we're moving on to round 3. Stand in our winner's circle over here. George, you look lonely. Come on over here. Okay, today's debate topic is director Robert Zemeckis. George loves Robert Zemeckis, whereas Tony hates him. Okay? 20 seconds to make your initial argument, 10 seconds to rebut. Tony, start now!
Robert Zemeckis is the epitome of what I feel to be the good employee. He comes to work early, he stays late, but I see not a whit of heart, soul, or guts in his motion pictures. They are extremely polished and utterly anonymous works of mainstream American cinema.
George!
I disagree. I think he's a great director. He gets fantastic performances. Romancing the Stone is one of Michael Douglas's best performances. Who Framed Roger Rabbit helped us to see how it could work with people and animation, and is the best combination of the two. With all the CGI these nowadays, nothing compares to that movie. And
Time. You've got 10 final seconds. Tony, go now!
But is there any soul, any heart, any personality to the man's films? There is no signature that indicates to me that there's a distinctive sensibility. He may have competent actors and good
George!
I think you're wrong about the heart. I think with Contact, Jodie Foster displayed tremendous heart. Forrest Gump, for all his downfalls, Tom Hanks made people cry. It was a fantastic
Time. Good job, both of you. We're going to start with Henry this time. How did you see this?
I think Tony's argument against Zemeckis was completely solid and devastating, gnarly and crushing. So I am giving it to Tony.
Tony! Got your first vote. George, you got to win the next 2 to move on. Tatum?
Okay.
What do you think?
I thought it was a really good debate. I thought that George had a solid argument. Unfortunately, when you used Roger Rabbit in your debate, you killed it, so I'm giving it to Tony.
Tony! You're moving on to the final round. Stand over here. Keith David, how would you have voted?
I think this time I would have given it to George.
There you go. Hey, you got 1 vote. George. You know what? Wait for it. Here it comes. Here's your ticket home. All right. Sayonara, George.